Right here in central Indiana, and a busy one. So Rob, that forecast is all important, and as of right now it's still pretty calm, which we'll take.
Yeah, I think things are going to be quiet through the next maybe 6 to 12 hours or so. Then things start to change just a little bit. Temperatures in the 30s, but cooling down through the 20s overnight tonight. Not terribly cold. It's already been on the cooler side. A little bit chilly outside, but I think we'll keep it in the 20s for tonight. Not expecting any precipitation in the short term, but once we get into the overnight, we could see that possibility. Temperatures are into the 20s and 30s currently, but watch as we see some of these clouds start to thicken up. I know it looks like some of the higher thin clouds are drifting to the north, but this system will arrive overnight. Could start as a little bit of light snow, but once we get closer to sunrise, I think this may change over to a little wintry mix for your early Sunday morning, and then expecting this to change over to rain. Now, the bulk of this will stay farther to the north, so there could be some locations from Lafayette, say to Kokomo, that pick up as much as an inch of snow, maybe even a couple of spots that pick up as much as 2 inches of snow far to the north, Monticello, perhaps Logansport. But for most of you, this is going to be a cold rain mixed with some snow, likely not to see very much in the way of any accumulation, although up to a ½ an inch could be possible. I'll be back with a look at cold and then warm and then cold again, a lot in the 7-day coming up.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
Tonight, Metro Police are investigating after a woman was shot and killed on Indy's south side. Police say it happened around 6:45 this morning on Troy Avenue between Meridian and Madison. That's where they say they found that woman shot. Tonight, we're still working to learn what led up to that shooting and the woman's name. We'll let you know as soon as we hear more. Metro Police are also looking into a deadly shooting on the Near East Side. Police say this happened just before 1 this morning near 10th and Rule Street. According to police, a man was found shot and taken to the hospital in critical condition, but they tell us he died from his injuries. So far, no arrests in this case, as police are now investigating what happened. Today, Hoosiers are at the State House pushing back against redistricting. The House passed a bill this week to redraw our state's congressional maps. This is all in an effort to help the GOP keep control of the U.S. House in the 2026 midterms. 12 Republicans joined Democrats to vote no on House Bill 1032, but it's still passed this week, 57-41, and it now heads to the Senate. So those out at the State House earlier today, they were pushing for those state senators to vote it down. President Pro Temp Rod Bray has said the Senate does not have the votes to pass it as of right now. We talked to protesters today who say they're encouraged by the number of Republicans against this bill.
12 Republicans crossed over because they know that this is bad policy. Even though it's legally allowable, it is bad policy. It is not speaking to the people.
Now, we are expecting more demonstrations as the Senate takes on this bill in the coming days, so we will have crews at the State House all week to cover any new developments. You can stay up to date in the meantime at WTHR.com/redistricting. Still ahead, a recall alert tonight will tell you why a savory snack could pose a serious health risk.
And we are looking at a little snow early tomorrow morning mixed with some rain. It's going to be a cold part of your Sunday, but it's actually warmer than expected. I'll explain coming up.